please.
So I just want to very briefly welcome Venerable Sudatta. We appreciate you coming here and speaking with us. He's been a friend for a while and decided to, years ago, drop into Santee and open up a Buddhist temple in Santee, and has done a beautiful job at growing this community, and really just an honor to have you here and share the Dhamma and teachings with us. So thank you for being here, and thank you all for showing up.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Jeff and Maggie, inviting me and give this opportunity to talk to you guys. Before we started, we just normally pay homage to the Buddha, so we have a traditional way. So I'm going to get started with that homage. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. I pay homage to the Buddha, the worthy one, enlightened one, fully enlightened one. I pay my utmost respect to the Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. All right. Today I have a special topic. This because you guys are normally interested in meditation, right? So this is one of the core teachings of the Buddha. There are many teachings, but some of them are very deep, some of them are simple. But so we have mainly, according to my tradition, I'm originally from Sri Lanka. So we have a different tradition, like Theravada tradition, Mahayana tradition, Vajrayana tradition, likewise. We following Theravada tradition, like Thailand, Cambodia, Sri Lanka, Burmese, likewise, these countries, we follow the same tradition. But the Lord Buddha is belong to everyone. So anyone can, practice Buddhism. So Buddhism is like some medicine for you. So when we have a thirsty, so anyone can drink water and obey your thirsty, right? Likewise, the Buddhism is the nature. Buddha talk about everything nature, especially how our mind is working. So that is the most important thing. Even there are many scientists and well-educated people, those who were in this universe, but Buddha is one of the greatest scientists and the philosopher, because he has talked about many things about how our mind is working. So we do everything in order to satisfy our mind. It is not easy to satisfy our mind, because mind asking many wants. So we have needs and wants. Which one is the most we need have? Wants or needs? Wants, right? What are the needs? We have, like fundamental needs. But beyond that, as a human being, ordinary human being, we are asking more and more. I want this thing, even our childhood. Kids asking many things, toys and stuff like that. But when we are growing up, still we are asking many things. I want car, I want house, I want a wife, I want money, right? Like we want many things. We want to belong. The human mind is always asking something else. So that is why we have to manage our mind. So that we have to control our mind. The Buddhism talks about entire teachings, how to manage your mind. This mind is asking many things. So it's never ending. When our one wish accomplished, so we have another one. So it is like a rash, when we are scratching, we feel like, oh, we need more and more. So people entertaining, but they never say enough. That is the problem. So they want more and more again. So why we are in this universe, why we people are here suffering and having difficulties, problems, and many obstacles, just because of our mind is asking many things. So mind asking so many things from us, one after another. So that is why Buddha was born in a very rich family, and he had a very luxurious life. He had everything, he had more than enough. But he says everything turns to, sooner or later, it becomes, people unsatisfied. Everything turns into sorrow, lamentation. So that is why everything is impermanent. Either whatever we have, any kind of experience, it's a good feeling, bad feeling, whatever we experience, everything is subject to change, sooner or later. So that's why we have to keep, calm and quiet and take it easy. Anything comes to your mind, anything comes to your life, just letting things go. Accept everything, whatever comes to you. So let everything goes. Don't stuck. Don't take anything seriously. So we have to let the mind freely handle it by itself. So we have to control. So that is what I'm going to talk about this sutta. So that is different. So the main teachings of the Buddha, especially we have cause and effect, karma, and meditation and giving out of charity. Likewise, we have many teachings. But today we are talking about the meditation part, which is exactly we need to develop, and also how to practice our mind in the right path. So we have a special sutta. I picked one of the sutta uttered by the Buddha. It's the name of this sutta we call Sabbasava Sutta. Sabbasava means the taints, T-A-I-N-T, taints or defilements. So in our mind, we can divide our mind into two parts. It is very complicated though, but so some people, they don't understand what is the difference between mind and thought. So we all have mind. When we are born as a child, so our mind are so pure. So naturally our mind is pure. When you look at the kids, they have no, even though they get angry, they easily forget it, right? But if you get angry, if you have, enemies, we keep forever. As we are adults. we try to, to revenge. But kids don't do like that. So when they, get angry, after 30 seconds, they get back to normal. They don't know they have any problem with other people. But so that's why we have to be aware of how our mind is working. So when our mind is polluted, we have to purify it. Our mind become polluted when bad thoughts come to our mind. When good thoughts come to our mind become purified. So that is what is happening. So this entire our life, in and out, sometimes we get good thought, sometimes we get bad thought, right? So Buddha says there are 52 different kinds of thoughts, come to our mind as ordinary people. So good thought, for instance, so you have loving kindness, compassionate thought, and forgiveness, right? These are, good thoughts. When you have a love, so you are giving loving kindness. So these are good thoughts. When there is like hatred, anger, grudge, enmity, these kind of thoughts, when it comes to our mind becomes polluted. Then people become crazy. So that is why we have to be careful of when the good thought comes, we have to keep it and cherish it and develop it. And so when the bad thought comes, we have to kick them out right away. So it is okay, very normal. We all are ordinary human beings. So we get different kind of thoughts to our mind. It is okay to get angry, but don't keep it forever. Just let it go. When you get angry, when you have a jealousy, you should understand, okay, I got a jealous thought. Why? Is that good for me? Is that bad for me? Is this useful for me, or is that harmful for me? And you are the judge. And then you say, if it is useful, you keep it. If it is harmful, just let them go. So there are when as I told you, we all have different kind of weaknesses. When the defilement comes, so you have to, then Buddha says in the sutta, only I show you especially Buddha talk to his disciples, bhikkhu, the order of monks, I teach you the way how you eliminate or destroy defilement. When it comes to your mind, this is the 7 steps. So there are 7 steps, 7 way of doing how to overcome your defilements, right? Okay, the first thing is before that. So you have to, the Buddha says, I recommend this thing, the person who knows and sees only can overcome defilement. What sees and what knows? Wise attention and unwise attention. If you pay wise attention to your mind, only you can overcome this defilement. If you have unwise attention, you never ever be able to overcome these defilements. That is what people say, ignorant. Or Buddha said ignorant. If we are ignorant, so that is the main cause of suffering people. If they are ignorant, they don't know how to overcome. That is why we have to be educated. And then you have to study. That is why you come to classes and go to, the educated people, listen to them and read books. You establish your knowledge. So otherwise we can We are not able to do that. The very first thing is Buddha says, you have to see first that there are defilements that abandon by seeing. If you don't see something in your life, how you can make it correct? First thing is you have to look at it. We see everything around this world, but we don't see our body, our inside, what is happening in our body, right? So we know all the gossip, we go and blame on others, but if we don't make myself first, you say, if I make myself correct, everything will be corrected, the whole entire world. So the Buddhism always says, look at through yourself first. Make a good person of personality through yourself. Don't blame others. Don't accept everything all the people are like saints. That's why don't compare with you with anybody else. You say, I'm the supreme, I do all the good things to others. If everyone thinks like that, the whole entire world would be like paradise. So that is why we individually, we have to advise ourselves. We cannot make anyone, others, make correct. No, never. I cannot do all the good things and, forward to you or, to pass someone else. I cannot do any bad thing and, push and, convert to you and pass to you. It never happens. But everything can be done by myself. So therefore we have to see what are our loopholes, what are our shortcomings. So then we have to rectify them first. So that is the very first one. By seeing, you make it correct. The second one, Buddha says, there are taints or the defilements abandoned by restraining. Sometimes we have to restrain, we have to say no to myself. What we have to see, as we have like restrictions, like I don't do this thing likewise. So as a basic, ordinary lay people, we have 5 precepts. So as a monks, we have more precepts, or we call morality. So we say it is not like a command, or it is not like just because of law. I myself say this is bad, this is harmful for me and others, therefore I don't do this. What are those things? So he says, no killing, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, no lying, and no alcohol and drugs. So we don't do this. We restrain from ourselves. We say, I self-discipline myself. I don't do this just because of it's not good for me and others. So then I restrain by myself. So we have to control our eye faculty, and we have to control our nose, ear, tongue, body, and mind. Also, we have to control those things. We cannot give whatever they were asking. That is, it is not, as I told you, it's never ending. So it's asking more and more again. So when we have to restrain something, we have to say, okay, this is good enough for me, satisfactoriness. When you get something, you have to have the limitation, some kind of limit. So then only you can overcome your defilements. Unless otherwise, what happens? A risen tails. Arisen, defilement, increase, arise on you. The arisen defilement more increasing on you. That is why Buddha says we have to be aware of these things. And also the third one, the defilement abandoned or given up by using. These are the, as I mentioned earlier, we have need requisites, like especially 4 requisites. Is for the monks and lay people as well. What are our fundamental needs? So we need food to live, and we need medicine when we are sick, and we need clothing, and we need housing. So these are the mainly we need to survive as any ordinary living being. Then when we use those things, we have to be aware of what is the purpose of using this. Sometimes when you eat something, so people are very greedy for that. So it is okay to consume anything, but don't be very greedy. And if you have too much craving, lust, attachment on this, just eat whatever. It's okay to obey your hunger, to survive your life, to carry out and to help others, to have a strength to help other people. And when you have this kind of thought, then only you can decrease your defilement. Otherwise, if you think, okay, I eat this thing, I want, beat up someone else and kill someone else and beauty and all those things, but it is, in that case, our defilement increase. That's the only thing. So then, that's why purpose. We have even it is, common to everything, even your clothing, even your shelter. You get why you are using, just, to protect by heat and cold, something like that. You don't want to get sick, right? That is why I am using this clothing and housing, everything. So when we have this kind of thought, you are okay. Unless otherwise what happens, you cannot overcome whatever defilements, arising in your mind. And the fourth one, Buddha says, there are defilements or the taints or the cravings that abandoned by enduring. So we have to endure some situations and sometime, for instance, when you are hungry. So sometimes we have to do fasting. Then you cannot get angry just because you don't have food. If you are getting angry, so that is not the right way. So if it is very cold weather, you cannot get angry. You have to endure in that situation. I see that when you go to DMV or wherever places, there are huge line, and then you cannot get angry or be mad, right? So you have to understand the situation. What is there is a lot of traffic on the field. You cannot get pissed off. So you say, oh, this is the way how it is, right? So I have to be patient. People have no patience at all, so they get in trouble in a second. So that is how they get into trouble. So that's why Buddha says we have to understand and be patient in that case. So if you have the patience or the enduring, and then you will be protected. So that is the fourth one. So I'm doing fast because we have limited time. So I'll do the half my sermon and half the meditation. Okay, and that's why I'm going a little faster. Defilement that given up by avoiding. So the fifth one. So we have to avoid some places, some friends, some situations like that. Why? So look, some people, if you are like, have to take drinks. So when somebody asks, go for a party, go for this event, and then you have a bad habit of, drinking too much, and then if you go there, and then you got in trouble. So then you say, okay, if I go there, I have to drink, then I avoid this place, right? If you, have a bad habit of, gambling. So if you go Las Vegas, no, I don't want to go Las Vegas, I go somewhere else, right? Instead. So if you go to like these kind of places, people, so you have to, no, I don't want to go there, because if I go there, and my mind is asking more and more. That's why then Buddha says, even bad friends, if you are, when you associate with the, you have to understand there are like spiritual friends and fake friends. Amigo falso, right? So these kind of friends we have, false friends we have. And then therefore Buddha says, we have to understand which is the right person to associate. So only the people who really need indeed in your life. That's we have to. If you think these people are not righteous, so then avoid that place. Likewise, even the places like if it is not a good place to live, always like having quarrel and people are, is not good, and this place is always having trouble, then you have to avoid that kind of places. And then the sixth one, defilement given up by dispelling. Okay, there are some thing it appears in our mind. For instance, when we have the sensual pleasure, like we want to enjoy our life, entertain our mind again and again, sensual pleasure, to have like to entertain your eye, entertain your nose, tongue, and all those things. Then when it comes to your mind, you have to have the limitation, as I mentioned earlier. So then, if you are really love to have a sweet, then if you are, then you get sick, like you get the diabetic, and then you really need to eat this thing. You say, okay, no, I control this thing. So likewise, and then a bad thought also, like ill will. When it comes to your ill will in your mind, so you have to remove from your mind. When your anger comes to your mind, you have to remove from your mind. Then also when it comes to like ignorant, so people easily say, I don't know, I don't understand. Likewise, you cannot say, not knowing is not excuse sometimes, right? Not knowing you do some bad things, but still you have to be aware of. That's why you have to get educated in your life to be able to, to attain your final bliss or the salvation. So that is why Buddha says, when the bad thoughts come, remove from and dispel from your mind. And then finally, so that is what we do all the time. So developing things, when it comes to develop, so we have to develop it. And what develop? So we practice. So charity, morality, mental development. So these we have to develop. So when it is a good thing, so when it is a wholesome act, we have to develop it. Giving out of charity. So just keep doing it. It is good for you. You give something and you be happy. Somebody is receiving something and he is also happy. So we both are happy at the same time. And also when you practice like morality, likewise I said, we have 5 precepts, 8 precepts, 10 precepts, and the precepts for the monks we have as bhikkhu, so we have 227 precepts as a monk. So then we have to practice and we have to keep developing those things. So when you have a compassionate thought, develop it, So these kind of thing we have to develop. So when it is a good thing, we have to develop. When it is the bad thing, we have to decrease it, uproot it, or eliminate this kind of bad thing, bad habit, whatever it is, harmful, to just destroy them. So that is the way how we can, overcome our defilement. These are the 7 steps, taught in this sutta. We call Sabbasava Sutta. You can also refer it if you go to Majjhima Nikaya, written by Bhikkhu Bodhi, and it's clearly he explained in English version. So there are many monks also. I just remind if somebody want to, because we have the book. Just go to Google it and find out and read more. Then you will be able to understand more clearly. So I just this is a little wrap up. So whatever I was planned up for today. Thank you very much for listening to me. If you have a question regarding this sutta, and I would love to to give you like few minutes after. So we'll do the meditation a little while. So then we can discuss last 10 minutes if you have any question. Thank you once again. And what kind of meditation you love to? Inhale and then exhale meditation or loving kindness meditation? Anything? Anything, right? Okay, so go ahead and start. So I will read some. Then you can also follow. I will do the loving kindness meditation. Then silently you can also repeat in your mind. So I will lead the meditation then. You can also think of you first. May I be well, happy, peaceful and prosperous. May no harm come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May no problems come to me. May I always meet with success. May I also have patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems and failures in my life. May my beloved parents be well, happy, peaceful and prosperous. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May no problems come to them. May they also meet with success. May they also have patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems and failures in their lives. May my teachers and friends be well, happy, peaceful and prosperous. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May no problems come to them. May they also have patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems and failures in their lives. May my family be well, happy, peaceful and prosperous. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May no problems come to them. May they also have patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems and failures in their lives. Those who are unknown to me, be well, happy, peaceful and prosperous. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May no problems come to them. May they also have patience, courage, understanding, and determinations to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in their lives. Those who are unfriendly to me be well, happy, peaceful, and prosperous. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May no problems come to them. May they also have patience, courage, understanding, and determinations to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in their lives. Every living being in this universe, entire in this universe, be well, happy, peaceful, and prosperous. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May no problems come to them. May they also have patience, courage, understanding, and determinations to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in their lives. May all living beings be well and happy. Please have the same thought or similar thoughts in your life, in mind, and out in your mind, and continue to meditate. Dukkhapatta jani dukkha, bhayappatta jani bhaya, sokapatta jani soka, hontu sabbe vipanino. Dukkhapatta jani dukkha, bhayappatta jani bhaya, sokapatta jani soka, hontu sabbe vipanino. Dukkhapatta jani dukkha, bhayappatta jani bhaya, sokapatta jani soka, hontu sabbe vipanino. May be well and happy. This time we have 10 more minutes if you have any question or any comments. So it's time for it. Thank you. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm in graduate school right now to become a marriage and family therapist, and I thought there are so many parallels between the steps that you were mentioning and how a lot of clients that we see are in different steps. But the first you have to see that it's just fascinating how many parallels there are between helping people identify what's going on in their life or their system, or their family, and then helping them progress through the steps. It's just very interesting. There's so many connections.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
this is from thousands of years ago.
I know, that's
The
why.
philosophy was already there.
Yeah, exactly. You know that the teachings of the Buddha is untimely, value. That's why the human mind, how it's working, it's in the past or in the present, in the future. It is exactly the same. The human mind, how our human mind is working, and then sneaky thoughts and the human behavior, their wants, needs, everything. It is in the past, in the present, and the future. Maybe they may have like superstition, magical things happening, but our mind is the same natural way how it works. That's what we can see the same similarity and the same kind of habits and behaviors. Thank you for mentioning that. Appreciate it. Yes.
Thank you for your talk, by the way.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. You talk about anger or anything coming up that you should let it go down or not be. I guess how do you do that? Like it's like part of it is accept like acknowledging it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm having an angry thought, and then what are some techniques you use, or like where do you go from there? Sometimes you don't even recognize it.
Yeah,
Angry.
we have another we have another sutta for that. The thing is, as you mentioned, the very important thing is, so when you are angry, or when you get the anger thoughts, the very important thing is to understand and to see it. I'm angry person. So the people, they don't understand. When they get angry, they don't accept it. They don't acknowledge it. They say, he doesn't know what he's doing, what is his position, and whether he's supposed to act like that. So he forget everything. He doesn't see by himself. The very first thing when you get angry, go to mirror and you look at the mirror. Look at your face. What are the changes that will happen into your face? And then you say it's like red, or it's furious, right? Then they say, okay, then calm down a little bit and take a deep breath, and then that is the way how it is, So don't reply right away to the whatever happenings. then take your breath, and then when it comes like 30 seconds, 1 minute, and your thought might be gone away, because one thought at a time. That's as I mentioned earlier. What any kind of thought, it doesn't exist forever. It comes and in and out at all the time. So when you get anger, take a breath and try to. Then some people say count 1 to 10, right? 1 to 10, 1 to 10, and you keep your mouth shut and keep like try to bite a little bit. Oh, I don't say anything, right? And then if you say something, the problem turns into different situation. So
New problem.
yeah, new problem. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you make another problem. So that's the way how it the situation can overcome. So, it is hard, but when you practice it, people do everything.
Yeah.
At first we cannot walk when you are when you are a kid, when you are coming out from our womb of our mom, and we creeping, right? We creeping like a snake, right? But in time to time, so we try to hold chair and table and to stand up, and we just keep walking finally. And also, not only that, after that, when they practice, when they grew up, so they can even walk by their hands, and their legs might be in the up, right?
Yeah.
Up. So that is how people practice. It's amazing, but it can be done, but it takes time. Everything takes time. That is the way how we
practice.
Yeah, practice, keep practice. Anything can be done by practice. So that is meditation and loving kindness, forgiveness. At first some people get angry easily. Some people, they keep practicing. Oh no, I had to forgive. And then eventually they can accept anything. Whatever happens to their mind, they don't care. So
I recently tried to call out the actual emotion, because sometimes it looks like anger, but it's fear, or it's some other primary emotion that you're feeling that shows up as anger.
Yeah.
But in reality, if you go back to it and think about it,
Yeah.
and say, no, that was jealousy, or that was I was scared,
Yeah.
but it came out angry. Like that's helped me a lot to go back to the real thing, not the thing that it showed.
Yeah.
Everyone saw anger, but in reality, that was maybe just lack of confidence or whatever else. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because normally our mind it's all emotions. Whatever emotions is not the intellectual, right? Emotion is always if you think intellectually, so then you can control it. Emotion, just like love, anger, jealousy, hatred, that they are right away on the spot, and they push away, and they they flash away all the time. They have no control. The emotion cannot control. But compassionate thought, like wisely how you act in this certain situation. So you think intellectually. The intellectual you have to practice it. So when our mind, when it separate into two parts, we have emotional part and also intellectual part. When you practice, when you learn, so when you get educated, then okay, now you know that, right? Then you don't do this because you control. It has to be intention.
Yeah.
So the intention is do the intellectually part. If there is no intention, that any action also can be happen without intention or with intention. So you are walking on the road and you step on creatures, you don't have any intention. Sometimes you have no any clue, but they kill, but you have no bad unwholesome act for that because you have no intention of that, right? If you intentionally kill animal and the pig can choose and kill animal, and then you are guilty. Yeah, that is the nature. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll continue one more day later on. So it's time, Jeff.
I'm not used to people sticking to time. I'm not surprised though, so thank you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. We love you dearly. And also for anybody who would like, Venerable has the really beautiful little wrist blessing. So anyone who would like to come up, he'll do a little chant, a little blessing, and put a little string on your wrist. If you've never experienced that, it's really special. So Venerable is happy to do that for anybody who'd like. For all of you who are here, thank you for being here. And be well.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jeff.
Yes.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you for invitation. Thank you for organizing this nice places. I like to see all of you in future again, right?
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening or good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So anyone
And
who
if
wants
anyone
the blessing, come on up.
Yeah. So.